Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome back to your full-time show, Match Reaction. I'm your host, Martin, the Governor Lambert. That was the wrong intro, but we'll go for it anyhow because we got a fast show anyway, so we'll go with the shorter intro. It was a 0-0 draw away at Charlton today. Is that officially the playoff hopes dead and buried? Do you remember the last time we scored? I don't remember the last time we scored. A whole lot to unpack. If you want to have your say. Have it now. I'll bring in Callie. I'll bring in Coxie. Callie, what are your thoughts following that 0-0 draw?
Improved, but it wasn't hard to. I'd have been worried if they hadn't improved from Tuesday. No goal for it. I mean, yeah, we looked okay with the ball. KVY stood out, certainly second half. He looks to be that same 13 games or however many games he played before the beginning of last season. If he can stay fit now for the rest of the season, it will put us in good stead going into the next one. But yeah, league's done. I'm just looking at the league table now. We're Portsmouth are losing 1-0. It's the hope that kills you, isn't it?
It is. The league table reads like this. Portsmouth, obviously, as you say, losing 65. We're on 61, 4 points, 41 each. Still there to play for, but we've not. When was the last time we scored a goal, Coxie? I feel like I was probably a young man with less facial hair.
Yeah, I think I was a young man with some hair when the last time that happened. Yeah, I honestly cannot remember.
Well, it was Bristol, and one of them was Alan Judge, who will no longer play for.
Who will no longer play for Ipswich Town Football Club now.
So before that,
perhaps if the Americans are thinking about rebranding Ipswich, they should call him Ipswich Zero, the Ipswich Zeros.
Well, it's turning into that. Let's get a few comments. Josh Russell, another game without a goal, for fuck's sake. Simon Wall, a bit better before the game. I thought I'd be content with 0-0. Not happy. No strike power as usual. Lee Anderson, KVY had encouraging spells second half. Me, don't forget, you can support the show on Ko-Fi. Thank you so much. That is a wonderful person who posted that. Look, Joe Dickerson was an improvement, but I could have farted and that would have improved the team. Facebook user, positive defense play. Rob Smith. Would have been a decent result if we'd beaten all the bottom teams. Matt Stannard, our filler decision-making today was poor. Edward should have just hit the target. No, Edward should have just hit it, not take 3 touches. Jackson, cut the ball back. You're not good enough to take player on. Terry English, we are really gutless in the final third. Never good enough, or never get enough bodies in the box. Link is in the chat. It's a very quick show today, ladies and gentlemen. So get yourself on if you want to have your say about your club. Anything at all, from the owners, the new owners, to the CEO, to the 0-0 draws, the playoff hopes. Colin.
I was going to say, that's a good point by JT there in the chat. You should pull that up, but we're close to the playoffs now.
It's a terrible league, but we're worse. We're an awful team. We can't create.
If anyone's going to creep into that, if anyone would creep into that 6th spot, I do not see it. It might be Charlton. It might be it might be Oxford, if they're not already there or whatever. But it's just, I can't see, even if we got to the playoffs, we ain't beating the teams up there. No chance.
The best barber in Ireland says, I would have snapped your hand off for a draw before the start. EJ Norris, roll on next season. Victoria Henderson, how's that dog? If we manage to score just 1 goal in our own game, I'll get a frigging horse tattooed on my ass on the show. Bloody hell.
Haven't we heard
that'll bring the subscribers in.
Hey!
Easy, tattooed, and people were going to get stuff tattooed before of Cruncher or something. And
yes, Mary, I think it was. Stiggy! Jackson's good for trolley collecting at Tesco. Cruncher, the ITFC life support machine still going. Johnny Duncan, welcome in. How you doing?
It's whole show.
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Let's make no bones about this. It was better than the last game.
It couldn't have got worse.
The second half was better, but let's not paper everything. It's still not good football.
No,
it is shit, right? And do you know what? When we get into anywhere near the area of the opposition, they haven't got one fucking iota what to do. They just there's not a cutting pass. There's not a smart run. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. And do you know what? I get fed up with seeing it. Right? If our players roll the ball back to one of the centre halves or the goalkeeper when there's a forward pass on, they should fine them a fucking week's wages. They should fine him a week's wages. if there's a progressive pass on, right, and you decide to go, well, yeah, sorry, mate, I know we've got to get up there in a minute, but I'm going to go back this way because it's easier. I'd fine him a week's wages.
Callie, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I listen. I get where Johnny's coming from because I hate this tippy tappy shit at the back. Right, we're not a tippy tappy team. We are hoofball. It's in our DNA. It's going to take a long time to get that out of our DNA.
Yeah, exactly. And
play to our
Thomas,
strengths.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thomas Holy, right? First off, I failed to believe that any professional goalkeeper is that shit. Right? I
don't know. Andy Marshall played for us as well, you know.
He's better than Holy.
I'll take Marshall over Holy.
I'm going to put it down to the sun was in his eyes because that stand was in shade that half. So I reckon he lost the fight of the ball. He must have done.
It doesn't matter, Johnny. He's so tall. He can see he's over the top.
Yeah,
of the stand.
well, exactly.
He's about the same level as the fucking sun, isn't he?
Yeah, he's about to see. He's looking from over sun down. But the second half, people say, "Well, he made some good saves." No, all of those balls were kicked straight at him. Second half, bounced off him.
That's a good point, actually.
Bounced off him, and he's fucking
Do you know what was quite telling, Johnny? The save, I think, towards it was in the second half when Kenny come on. And he pushed it out to the attacker. Thank fuck Kenny ran in with him because that's just poor goalkeeping. Like everyone knows, shovel that away.
I mean, Bennett. I mean, for Bennett's right. I'm hoping he's gone off the pitch for Ipswich Town for the very last time because apparently that guy is on a lot of money at Dortmund, a lot of money, and they're actually paying the majority of his wage because we couldn't afford to have him. Fuck knows why he's getting paid a lot of money. I ain't got a clue. I haven't got a clue.
I think he's one of those players that he just needs a bit more development around him. Remember, this is his first senior season. Like he hasn't played first team football.
We'll get other people on, but I'm going to make one last statement. Right?
Go for it.
Right, keep Dobra out of the ones playing today. I'll keep Wolford in. I'll keep Dobra. I'll keep Downs. Right, I'll keep Kane Vincent Young, and the rest can get in the fucking bin.
Okay.
Not
many arguments there.
Johnny, before you go, just one quick question. What did you make of the captain being Dazelle rather than Downs when Ward went off?
Unimportant.
Really?
What today?
Yeah.
Well,
I thought Downs is meant to be our next club captain.
Well, he maybe gave it to Ward because Ward's obviously the most senior person.
No, when Ward come off, he didn't give it to Downs.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I think it's irrelevant. They just threw it to whoever's the nearest person, probably.
Here, Johnny. Should have got Josh Mayhew up front, son. We might score a few bloody goals.
He scores when he wants.
He scores when he wants. Johnny, love you. It's working perfectly, by the way. Love you.
I found the cheap headphones rather than the two 399 Sonys.
There you go. You see. There you go. Love you, Johnny. Look after yourself. We've got Amy Downs. Hello, everyone. Glad I've not bothered watching today, but thank you for the update. More bothered about watching. TT, good lady. Facebook user. Ken looks like a poor bramble trying to make the most of a poor hand. He's been dealt. Apart from KBY, the players aren't there. Michael Finch, have to be a big horse. JC, in isolation, it wouldn't be an awful result, but the back of the other performances is pretty awful. Simo, injury time in first half, free kick and chance to pump it in the box to make something happen, and ends back with Holy, who then pumps it long anyway. Pointless. David Long, sounds about right. The best barber in Ireland. Here he is.
Right.
How you doing, Mark? What do you think about today's game?
It's the man from AC12.
That's tomorrow night. That's when we're doing. I think today's game. I thought it was a much improved performance. If you had told me at the start of the game, I would have taken a point. Of course, I would. Huge performance. In fact, I thought the starting 11. I think they could be the ones who they keep. I wouldn't keep anyone who came on the bench. I wouldn't keep Jackson now. If you know. That's just is a non-runner for me. He pretends to be a striker. I don't know why they took off the subs. They had to, obviously, injury. Norwood, Ward, something similar. I thought the whole back was good. I didn't think Chambers or Toto were missing at all today. I thought the lads looked more comfortable. I thought they looked comfortable. When you're watching Chambers and Toto, you're waiting for that mistake to happen. I think as a team collectively today, they didn't look like a team. They were worried about something happening at the back, apart from obviously Holy and goal. But I thought it was all right. Now they're not world beaters by any stretch of the imagination, but a few of them might have earned a place next week.
Possibly. What do you make of Dazelle today? Because I tweeted out, I actually thought this was one of Gazzelle's best games. He looked to make things happen, got on the ball, and I felt our best chance would probably come through a Gazelle opening. Did you feel the same?
Yeah, no, I did. I agree with that. I thought he was in the game a lot more today. Maybe going forward, the first time I seen him really in that role, whatever the number 10 as they call it these days, role. I thought he played all right. In fact, I thought, I know he didn't score. I know that, but I thought we were in the opposition box more times than we've been in about, I don't know, the last 10, 15 games, I think. Now, that's an improvement in itself. It's not that we scored or we tried to score and we didn't do anything to their goalkeeper, but
would it be fair to say, sorry, I was just going to say, would it be fair to say that this, in terms of being in the opposition, apart from the games that we've won, even the games we've won, is this the most that we've looked in terms of attacking under Paul Cook so far?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Without doubt, yeah.
Coxie, was it round pegs, round holes? You had Cambers and Young right back. You had Stephen Ward, then Miles Kenrock left backs. You had two wingers that were actual wingers. Like Chambers is not a right back, but we've seen him there throughout the season. Was it a case of round pegs, round holes, and it made the system fluid, made it more easy for him?
Well, I wouldn't say it was fluid, but it was a hell of a lot better. Yeah, it is actually people playing in their positions, with their preferred positions, round pegs and round holes, or square pegs and square holes, whatever way you want to put it. Yeah.
4 points outside the playoffs, Mark. What's your gut feeling with 5 to play?
Really? No, not a chance. I thought we played brilliant. When I say brilliant, we played better than we have done in a long time. But no, we're not going to. It's going to be another season of what ifs, and I think it will be good. It wouldn't be surprise me if we finish 7th on goal difference or finish 7th by 1 point out. Wouldn't surprise me at all. It wouldn't. It would be typical.
It'd be the Ipswich way, wouldn't it, for us to lose out?
100% typical. Yeah.
All right, Mark. I love you. Appreciate it.
Go on, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
The Fisherman, EJ Norris, best game under Cook, definitely, says EJ Norris. What says you?
Fisherman loves Thomas Holy, doesn't he?
I'm a bit confused because I'm looking at some of these comments. I just wonder whether they're watching a different game to me. I just watched this whole game, and I'm like, look, the difference between us today and Tuesday was we battled today. That's the only difference. We're still struggling to find a decent pass, still struggling to shoot from outside the box, still overshooting passes. We got a goalkeeper that's Flappy Bird. I mean, I'm sorry, but
it's a third-tier team, Mike. That's mid-table. What do you expect?
We had some positives today. We had Kane Vincent Young looked really good on the right-hand side. I really liked the way he played. Jackson
in the second half,
up for it. Yeah, I know, second half, but Jackson looked a bit more up for it when he came on. And the rest of it was just average, average players playing average football in a shit league. And to be quite honest, I think we were lucky to get away with a 0-0. If Charlton had their shooting boots today, I think we'd have probably lost that 2 or 3-0. I think we were lucky. We didn't,
But then if you could say the exact same thing about us. We've worked ourselves into decent positions, and you'd either lack the final ball or lack the killer shot. Like, it was two teams huffing, puffing, and could be playing all afternoon and probably still wouldn't score.
But you say that huffing and puffing, but we had Bennett playing rugby, because that was a better conversion than it was a shot on goal.
Swing low.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it was. I mean, this is the problem. We had Dobber on the right hand side at some point, and he could have put that ball in quicker, and he lost the ball, and we ended up being on the back foot. Again, with Edwards, there were times when he could have crossed the ball, he didn't. And then we're not picking out players. When we were in that box and we got players spare, there was 2 players. I think Bishop at one point, even Dazelle was on the edge of the box at one point. I'm thinking, why ain't no one passing to him? Pass to him, let him take a shot on goal. No one's getting the head up. It's like they're running around with their heads down and not really passing the ball properly. I just think, look, at the end of the day, I'm not disappointed today, because I kind of thought, you know what, a 0-0 result against an informed Charlton, we can't be too bad about it. But is that our bar? Do you know what I mean? Is that how low our bar is, that we accept a 0-0?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Bro, the bar down there. The bar is down limbo, mate. You got a limbo to get under that bar now, mate.
You can't even limbo, mate. Honestly,
the thing is, Mike. The thing is, Mike,
have to be like Terminator 2 and turn you to liquid metal to get underneath that bar. Yeah.
the thing is, though,
Fucking hell, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
the thing, aren't you just impressed with the fact that the manager still appears to have a handle on the dressing room? The manager still appears to have a message that's getting through. They're battling, they're working. With Friday night, whether you want to listen to the noise or not, we're hearing about voice notes, we're hearing about players being released, arguments, etc., etc. Like all the noise outside the football club. Friday morning, I don't trust this team, don't like this team, blah blah blah. But yet they still came out this morning, or this morning, and they still battle, they still work, they still gave him their best, and their best hasn't been good enough all season. So I'm not sure what you're expecting at this point. 41 games in, we know we're not good enough. I'm looking for building blocks, and today was a big building block.
No. I've not said they didn't put enough effort in. I thought they did put enough effort in. But for when you see comments like, "Oh, Dazelle stood out today,"
but he did.
He did.
He's 21 years of age. What do you expect him to do?
I'm not having that. No, I'm sorry, but no, he didn't do anything better than any of our other midfielders. Okay.
Oh no, I disagree there. I thought Bish was a passenger.
But I mean,
Teddy MIA Bishop.
Bish was a passenger. He should never wear an Ipswich top again. That's my opinion. Right?
He's absolutely overrated for me. Yeah.
I saw a poll where they were keeping him.
Bishop.
Overrated.
Again. Look, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, and I'm straight. Dazelle probably had a better game than Bishop.
7 kids. We hope you are.
I was going to say.
Still had a very but what I'm saying is they battled. There's not. Look, we always complaining they're not battling. Today they battled. And there was times when I saw Dazelle actually really chase him down, but there's still that petulant side of him when he brought that player down, got a yellow card. I wish I'd have put a tenner on, because before the game I thought, when I see the team, I thought, you know what, Dazelle's going to be the first player to get a yellow card. I wish I'd have put a tenner on that.
Yeah, he did make a foul shortly after that. And I thought, after that.
Dazelle is not that midfielder to get a well-timed tackle, right? Dazelle is not your Downs. Dazelle isn't going to break up play and stuff like that. Dazelle is better suited forward to sitting in front of Downs or behind the striker, right? And that's kind of what he did today. It was probably one of Dazelle's better games this season. Even when we've won games, it's probably from his personal performance point of view. And I'm sure we'll break down the stats tomorrow or whatever. But when you look at it, I think certainly Dazelle, he did well, right?
Downs meanwhile didn't look good. Downs didn't look good at all today. He looked
a bit. I think he looked tired.
Possibly.
I think it's tired.
Before I let you go, Mike, how good was it seeing Kane Vincent-Young not only complete a game, but grow into a game? He started slowly, but the longer it went on, instead of him fading, he got better and he got better and he got better.
Do you know what? If we had 11 players with his ethos and his effort and his work rate, we would have walked this league this year. I mean, that boy is.
Whoa.
No, he is really. No, Kane Vincent-Young is really good. He's fearless. He's got pace. He's got power. He's strong. He can defend. He can, and that's all we want. That's all we want from each one of our players is a player to go out there and just be not over aggressive, but controlled aggression, 100% passion. Like I said, like we've all asked for all season, 100% effort, 100% passion for the shirt, and give everything for the fans. That's all we can ask for. And that hasn't happened.
Mike, as always, love you. Appreciate you.
I'll take a draw.
Good man. Look after yourself. Mate. We've got let's get who's coming in. Who was first? Stu, my main man Stu. Here he is. How did you rate today's performance, Stu?
Better than Tuesday. That's what I can say. Better than Tuesday.
Yeah, but
you were expecting 4-0, weren't you, Stu?
I was expecting a 4-0 loss today.
You should be ecstatic then, mate.
Were you surprised at how poor Charlton were, or do you feel they were poor because we were good?
I felt like they were poor because we were good in a way. Yeah, there wasn't any goal threat, and yeah, we've had the chances where we could have scored, but it is what it is at the end of the day.
It is. JC, I thought KVY looked exhausted at one point, which is no surprise, but he made a good couple of runs to prove. Yeah, he makes things happen, doesn't he?
That one run he made, it was in the second half, and then he had a shot that went over. I was just like, he was running at him, and I was just like, this is the Tranmere goal. He's going to score like he did at Tranmere last year. Come on. And then he just blasted it over. But he excites you, the old phrase, he would get, your bums on the seat will get you standing in the stadium or whatever.
Bum off your seat, yeah, absolutely. Colin Plum is in the chat. Colin, let me know in the chat. Are the playoffs hopes still alive for you? Mark Bliss. Dazelle would get really into games with the quality back four behind him who squeeze the pitch, which is what Cook keeps asking him to do. Mark Dowling, best barber in Ireland. KVY dropping next season. He's good and indirectly put himself in the shop window. Who was your best player on the pitch today, Stu?
KVY.
Yeah? Best player on the pitch?
Well, as of today, he was, yeah. It's just those...
Agree with that?
I thought he was good. I thought Dazelle was good as well, but my man of the match for us was Wolfenden. I was quite happy with the way he performed. A player that needs confidence. I thought he had a very tidy game as a centre half, and he looked confident on the ball as well. So I'd give it, for me personally, I'd give it to Wolf.
Okay. Coxie?
There's no really standout. Because you're saying man in the match, I mean, I would have given like Stu, I would have given it to KVY, but because he was a bit, the first half was a bit, feeling he did grow into the game. I'm going to go for Dazelle.
Controversial. Josh, who was your man of the match today?
Probably. I said that because Mike's gone.
Probably.
How good was it from your perspective, Josh, to see KVY grow into the game and not fade?
It's good. I think we're slowly starting to see the KVY of 2019 up till October.
Yeah, absolutely. What made today, I imagine you thought it was a good game from our perspective. What made it so much better than maybe previous weeks, or certainly Cook's best game?
Just they tried a bit more, they actually put a bit more effort into it.
Yeah.
Like previous weeks where they've just not given a shit. Like today they actually looked like they wanted to try and say a few chances on goal, but still not many. But a few more.
Stuart, I love you. I've got to move it on because I've got to finish in probably 2
minutes.
Fine. Thanks ever so much, mate. George, welcome in. What was your perspective on today's game?
Shit.
Fucking hell, George.
Don't mince your words, George.
Don't mince your words. Amy Downs, I would like Wolfie to do well and take the championship next year. Is anyone actually still thinking playoffs? Well, yes, Colin is. He says playoffs just on. And I mean just. George, are the playoffs still there for you?
That only works if we put the ball in the back of the net.
That is true, yeah.
Why couldn't we do it today? What was missing from the game?
A goal threat.
A goal threat, but what was missing to cause the goal threat, George? Was it the final ball? Was it the lack of movement up front? Was it the fact that it's just not very good?
I just don't think we've got the good enough players to just to move forward, really.
Absolutely. Callie's has changed his name into In Dazelle We Trust
especially for Mike.
For Mike. All right, I'm gonna have to bring the show to a close there. We're back tomorrow at 1:30 for Talking Town. Again, live link to have your say. Tomorrow, we really do welcome you and hope you can join us. I would give man of the match to Holy, but I'm fearful he might drop it. So I'll see you tomorrow at 1:30.